Hi everyone, my name is Lorraine and welcome to my YouTube channel. Through this channel, I hope to share and document my yoga journey with you, of which I've recently gotten pretty seriously into and hope to be really good at it one day. In the last 2 months, I've been documenting and journaling my thoughts and my progresses, some of my reflections in this beautiful notebook that Derek got me last year as a gift. Currently, I'm practicing about 2 to 3 times a week. And combined with some of the chats that I'm having with some of the yoga friends at school that have been practicing for a couple of years together with my yoga teacher, as well as reading a couple of books on the side, I thought why not share this knowledge and my journey with a greater audience, which is through this YouTube channel. And I hope that it would be a good form of progress check that I could do just a couple of months from now or even years from now, just to see how I started. And not forgetting it, I hope to also bring along some of you through my yoga journey or even inspire some of you to start a yoga journey by yourself. Why yoga? I believe this question can be better answered through sharing with you my yoga journey or my yoga history. One of the questions that I'm usually asked when I tell people that I practice yoga is, how long have you been practicing yoga? This is a question that's a little bit difficult for me to answer because my yoga journey actually started when I was about 14 or 15 years old as part of the school tennis team's training. I wouldn't say that I loved it back then. It was basically one of those cross-training exercises that we had to do as part of improving our tennis skills, which included a bunch of other things such as circuit training, Pilates, a little bit of gymnastics, as well as a little bit of softball during off-season, as well as sports camps. It was good fun because you get exposed to a variety of different exercises. But I really loved tennis back then, which kind of stopped because of the GCE O-levels. The school wanted us to all focus on doing well in the exam, which was one of the major exams that we all had to take. And thereafter, what I felt was I needed some form of workout. Running became my go-to exercise because in Singapore, I actually live really near the park or the beach area. I could just put on my shoes and just head out to run. But I felt that I needed something that was more of a stress reliever as well as something that's softer. So what I did was also I researched a couple of places in which I could do and practice yoga. There was a studio really near my home and I signed up for the Hatha Yoga class, the beginner's one. It was a really simple class in that all you had to do was just focus on improving some parts of your flexibility, a little bit of breathing. It was an hour-long class once a week. That I felt that I could actually go in there and come out feeling a lot better about having to prepare for a major exam in my life then. But I stopped there after the exams ended because I felt that running could just be the main form of exercise that I do. But coming to Europe in the last 10 months, so I actually came here in March this year, I felt that I could no longer do running as frequently as I used to do in Singapore because the weather here was really cold and dry. It was something in which if I were to go out and run and I come back home, I would feel good, but the next day I would start to suffer a little bit from like the dryness of the weather. I started researching into what are some of the indoor sports that I could do. Signing up for a gym was not my preferred option, and I found that there was actually a yoga studio near my place, so I thought, why not sign up for yoga. In the last couple of months, I really fell in love with it. I was exposed to a variety of different forms of yoga, and that's where I decided that I should actually try and continue this journey, which also puts a little bit less strain on my knees as well as my ankles that is starting to develop quite a bit of strain through the years of running that I've been doing. So, where am I currently right now with yoga? I'm currently becoming a regular at the yoga studio just a couple of minutes of walk away from my apartment, and I've started that since about 4 months ago. I've been trying to experiment a good variety of yoga types and classes. I've attended the Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga, the Dynamic Vinyasa Yoga. Hatha Yoga was something which I was previously familiar with, And not forgetting there's one acro yoga class that I went for. I had absolutely a lot of fun in it because I thought that that was a natural way of bringing people together through practice, with the mutual support and trust that you need to have with each other, because it's a practice that you have to do with someone else or with a group of people. In November, I also attended my first ever yoga retreat, but I must say that was pretty intense. But I got to be exposed to a wider knowledge area of yoga that I wasn't previously familiar with. Things like meditation was something that we did every morning before breakfast, before practice. We also did pranayama, which is like a breathing exercise. And not forgetting, there was also a little bit of yoga talk whereby they shared a little bit more about the principles of yoga, which got me into wanting to read more about the subject topic. I'm also seeing the benefits of what yoga really offers, which is the physical strength, the mental strength, and the focus that you need to have during practice class, which would really be beneficial, I feel, if I were to practice this for a longer period of time. And what kind of yoga am I more inclined towards right now? I actually really enjoy Ashtanga Vinyasa classes. And I think that that kind of resonates with my structured personality, because what I'm doing right now is the Parami series, and it consists of a fixed set of yoga poses that one has to do from the start to the end. And of course, it also exposes the strengths and the weaknesses that you have in different parts of your bodies. And I felt that that was a great way of really focusing your thoughts and your strength into each yoga pose, just to get better into it. Regardless of whether something in which you're good at to begin with, you could go deeper in it, and things in which you previously weren't good at, how do you actually improve through the months of practice or through the repetitions that you do. That said, I'm also bringing myself to attend a greater variety of yoga classes, and that included the dynamic vinyasa class, which I felt that was a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I feel that it is also something that is really good because in the dynamic vinyasa class, you focus a lot more on flow, into focusing on working towards one deep pose or one deep yoga posture. And it builds up to it. So if, let's say, you're not really strong in the area, you slowly build up towards being strong at it, and if not, how do you do modifications along the way? I think on the personal development area, what I'm also currently doing is I'm reading some books. There are 3 books in which I picked up based on recommendations that I saw online. One of it is understanding more about the principles of yoga, which is the Yoga Sutra book. I'm also reading a little bit about yoga anatomy, and also having a better understanding of various yoga poses. I'm still trying to figure out the structure that I would like to have for this yoga channel. Of course, it'll come with a little bit of trial and error, but what I would really like to focus on is my yoga journey, which includes things such as my yoga practice, certain postures, how I work on them, diet, as well as a little bit of some of the things in which I've learned through reading. I would remind myself that it is a marathon that I'm trying to do, meaning to say yoga is something that I hope to be able to practice for a good period of time. And as a result, I would need to listen to my body or pace the learning in which I would be doing, so that it is something that's also suited for myself, but at the same time I hope to bring along some of you with me through this journey. I hope that at some point I will be able to start sharing some useful tips and share with you what I've learned along the way. So with that, I hope that you enjoy my videos and would be able to subscribe to this channel, as well as share some of your thoughts, or if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer them if I do have answers to some of them.